I'm Roger Tarrant and I'm the candidate for Reform UK in Camborne, Redruth and Hayle. And that's the constituency just before the last constituency before you fall off the end. Now, I stood because I noticed that certain subjects weren't allowed to be discussed. And I thought, that's an attack on freedom of speech and civil liberties. And it's designed to shut down debate. And previously, I was the Southwest chairman for the Federation of Small Businesses. And I used to have to take the board and scrutinise them. And then one day, they cancelled me because they thought I voted Brexit. I never told them I voted Brexit, they guessed. I did vote Brexit. So I've also got a first-class degree in politics, so I've always been passionate about politics and followed it very, very closely. And when I realised that I was politically homeless and I had nobody else to vote for, I thought, who am I going to vote for? I'll vote for Reform UK. I looked at the policies and I tried to look for a candidate. There wasn't a candidate, so I thought, do you know what? I thought, in the end, the kids who hate us doing this, when they wake up, they're going to say, why didn't you do something? Yeah. And I could at least say, I did. I stood. Now, I'm in Camborne, Redruth and Hayle, and down there it's a mixed, very mixed constituency. It's not like North Cornwall. So we've got some very working class areas who are Labour voters, and some very wealthy areas who are real dying-war Conservatives. And when I've met them, I've knocked doors and spoken to the Labour voters, and they said, we're part of the union, we've always voted Labour, they want us to vote Labour, but none of the guys are, we're voting for you! Yeah. And then I go to the Conservative areas and they go, oh, I don't know. So I go back and see them again and they say, we've had enough, we're voting for you. We've had enough of you. But when I decided to stand, because I've got a small business, when I decided to stand, I said to my wife, do you know, I feel compelled to stand, and she said, please don't. She said, we'll be debanked. So I said, do you know what, I feel so strongly about this, I'll sign the business over to you. I'll sign it over to you because I feel compelled to do this. I've got to do this. But so we started from nothing. We're not like Labour and Conservative. We had to build from the ground up. So I was lucky, unlike Steve and Jan, you'll hear from in a moment, who've only just got started. I was appointed just before Christmas. I got started with a launch event in January where I contacted a lot of people that were supporters. And from that, I got a lot of helpers. And I can tell you, they have been amazing. I couldn't do it without them. They have leafleted for me. Like, we put 40,000 leaflets out for the first leaflet. And chief leafleter was Valerie. Valerie, where are you? There you are, Valerie. Give her a round of applause. In fact, Roland said to me, can I have a Valerie? And then we've obviously had the generic one go out from head office, and we've had a third leaflet that's going out now as well. So we've had all that, we've had stalls out in the towns, and the feedback has been amazing. I've hardly had any pushback, to tell you the truth. And the other thing that we have, I was speaking to a taxi driver the other day, and he put it best. He said, I've got a contract with the college. And he said, all of the youngsters at the college, they're all supporting you. Because all of the under 25-year-old Zoomers have had enough of being told what to do by the millennials. And if, like every generation fights back, they've had enough, which is brilliant. We've got all those youngsters on board. And every time I see a youngster, I don't get any kickback at all. It's really good to have them with us as well. It feels really good. So every time I meet someone now, since Nigel Farage stepped up, they go, do you know what? I voted for you. Everybody I know voted for you. I think you're going to get in. And then I go and meet someone, and they say the next. At the end of the day, I am totally exhausted, yes, but elated. I go to bed absolutely elated, and I think, my goodness me, I haven't had any pushback. They all say, I'm starting to believe it. I'm actually starting to believe it. But wouldn't it be brilliant? We're going up in the polls, what was it, 24% the last one I saw. That means that we'll get at least 40 MPs in. If we can get that sort of.
Yeah.
That's what they say, 24%. And if you listen to Professor Matt Goodwin, who's he's in his 40s,
Great man.
yeah, fantastic man, and he does the people poll, and he says when he does all this research that 80% of people believe what Reform believe.
Yeah.
It's only the 20% that are in control of all our institutions. They've taken over the National Trust.
Yeah.
They've taken over. Yeah, they've taken over all the corporations. They've taken over everything. So yeah, I'm very proud. I'm not going to talk much longer because you've had some long talks. I like to keep it brief. I'm very proud to be standing for Reform. The next candidate up is going to be Yanni Mortimer.
Yes, my name's